Valjean, for the attempted theft of a loaf of bread, you are hereby sentenced to 5 years at hard labor. Jean Valjean, for escaping from the galleys after your 4th year of imprisonment, your sentence is extended an additional 3 years. Jean Valjean, for escaping once again after only your 6th year of imprisonment, and for resisting capture, your sentence is extended another 5 years. 2 with the double chain. Jean Valjean, you have spent 19 years in prison. You've served your sentence. Jean Valjean, you are free.
I have served 19 years in prison for stealing a loaf of bread. And now, I am free.
You mean to say you haven't heard about him?
No, I must confess I have not.
Oh, but my dear, the whole town is talking about him. A most unpleasant-looking man, I assure you.
Have you seen him?
Well, no, not personally, but the innkeeper's wife got a good look at him in the candlelight, and she told the laundress all about it. Well, I would never gossip with the common laundress, but, well, when she told the cook came running to Mama with the story, and what could Mama do but listen? And then, of course, Mama told me. So I can tell you for a fact that this vagabond is a most unpleasant-looking man. They say he's a runaway convict, but I say he's more likely a murderer at the very least.
Good heavens, it's a wonder we aren't all killed in our beds.
Well, it is indeed, Mrs. McClure, considering how useless the police are in this town.
But surely the constable has been alerted to the fact that there is a desperate criminal running about.
Oh, well, I have no doubt he's been alerted for all the good it will do. You know what ill will there is between the prefect and the mayor. They're more concerned with doing each other harm than any of the rest of us good. It's little protection we can expect from them, I'm afraid. No, we must all become our own police and guard ourselves as best we can.
You are lucky, Miss Flurry, that you have your brother living with you. There must be some comfort, I'm sure.
Because of course, but you have the bishop.
It's little protection I can expect from him, I'm afraid. He's strong enough, heaven knows, and not wanting in courage. He's so intent on considering the goodness in a man that he would never give a thought to a man's wickedness. Not that we mean speaking in God's work, but it does seem our good bishop is much too trusting.
Well, if I were you, my dear, I'd just lock the bolts extra tight when I go to bed. Oh, and be extra careful in my prayers, of course.
Lock the bolts, that's a good one. I've been after the bishop for years to get a decent lock of the doors, but he won't hear of it.
Oh, my, 8 o'clock already. Really, I must be going. I wouldn't want to be attacked on my way through the square.
And I must begin setting the table for dinner. One thing I can say for the bishop is that he's always punctual.
Well, I would love to stay and chat, but with all the murderers and vagabonds running about, one can't be too careful.
Ah, sir, Miss Flurry was just regretting that she had to leave before you came. But you're just in time.
Good evening, Miss Flurry. I hope you are well.
As well as can be expected. Thank you, sir. I would love to stay and chat, but I'm sure you've heard about all the happenings in town lately, and, you know, I wouldn't want to be attacked walking unescorted through the square. It gets so dark this time of year. Have you noticed that?
I believe it happens regularly in that fashion every year during this season.
Yes, I suppose it does. Well, good night to you.
It was so nice talking to you, my dear. Do come again.
I will, thank you. Good night.
Poor Miss Flurry. I should not wish to be in her shoes right now, walking across the square unescorted. I suppose you've heard the talk in town, sir.
I heard something of it, indistinctly. Are we in any great danger then?
I should say we are, sir. There's a mysterious vagabond hiding about.
Oh,
A terribly ugly man with a rope they say in a cloth sack. Nobody knows quite who he is, but everybody's agreed that something will happen tonight. Police are so badly organized. To live in a mountainous country and not even have streetlights, it is too barbaric. You know, sir, we really ought to get some bolts and other proper fastenings to the door.
a latch is quite sufficient, Mrs. Lord. A bishop's door should be ever ready to open.
But with this runaway in town, this murderer, this house is not safe at all, even if you are the bishop. And if you will permit me, I should like to get to the blacksmith shop tomorrow to get some bolts for the door. For I say that a door that opens by a latch on the outside to the first comer, why, nothing could be more horrible. And then you have a habit of saying, come in, even at midnight, no matter who it is that may knock. One might just raise the latch.
Come in.
There you see, you just said come in as though there'd be no harm in the world. Good heavens, it's he.
Good evening, my friend. How may I help you?
See here, I will tell you right off who I am. My name is Jean Valjean. I'm a convict. I've been in the galleys for 19 years. A week ago, I was set free and started from Pontellier, which is my destination. For 4 days, I walked from Toulon. When I reached this town 3 days ago, I went to an inn, and they sent me away because of my yellow passport. I went to another inn, and they said get out. It was the same with one as with another. For 2 nights, I went to sleep beneath the stars. But there were no stars. A good woman saw me and showed me your house. Knock there, she said. What is this place? Is it an inn? I have money in my savings, 109 francs, and 15 sous, which I've earned from my work in the galleys for 19 years. I will pay. I'm very tired and I'm so hungry. May I stay?
Mrs. McLord, put on another plate.
Did you understand me? I'm a galley slave. There's my passport, yellow as you can see. That does not have me thrown out wherever I go. Will you read it?
I do not wish to see it. Come, warm yourself. Supper will be made presently, and your bed will be made while you sup.
But don't you realize who?
Mrs. McLord, put on another plate, as I have asked you before.
True. You allow me to stay a convict? You call me sir and don't say get out dog as everyone else does? I thought that you would send me away, so I told you right off who I am. I shall have supper and a bed, like other people, with a mattress and sheets.
Of course you shall, my good man.
It is 19 years since I slept in a bed.
If I may offer my opinion.
Mrs. McLord, as we have a guest for dinner, we must use the good silver. Will you fetch it?
Tell me, monsieur, who are you who treats me so kindly? You're an innkeeper, aren't you? I will pay you well.
I'm but a priest who lives here, sir.
Oh, monsieur le curé, every time you call me sir, it's like water to a dying man.
Mrs. McLord, prepare the room next to mine for our guest.
You allow me to sleep in the room next to your own? Have you reflected upon it? Who tells you that I'm not a murderer?
God will take care of that. And, Mrs. McLord, the light grows dim. Should we not have some candlelight?
Ah, I understand. You wish me to use the silver plates, as well as the silver candlesticks, for our guest?
Of course, Mrs. McLord.
Monsieur le curé, you're good. You don't despise me. You take me into your house. You'll give me supper. You'll light your candles for me. And I haven't hidden from you where I've come from. And how miserable I am.
You need not thank me, for this is not my house, but the house of God. It asketh not those who enter here whether he has a name, but whether he has an affliction. You are suffering. You're hungry and tired. Come, be welcome, and do not say I welcome you into my home, for this is the home of no man, except for him who needs asylum. I say to you who are a traveler, that you are more welcome here than I. Whatever is here is yours.
Stop, Monsieur le curé. You're so kind that I don't know what I am. All that is gone.
Shall I tell you what you are? I had no need to ask for your name, for I already knew you.
Really? You knew me?
Yes, stranger, you are my brother.
from your morning walk, sir?
It is a glorious morning, Miss Lord. Did me well to take a stroll around the garden. I see our guest has not stirred himself yet.
I haven't heard of him this morning.
Poor man. He must be exhausted. A good night's rest will do him well.
I wager he'll be up fast enough to smell the bacon frying.
I suppose you're right. But it will be a few days before he's felt he has had his fill to eat.
That's strange. I was sure I had put it back on here.
What's that, Mrs. McLeod?
The silver basket. I was certain I had put it back onto the cupboard last night, and now it isn't there.
If it is the silver basket you are looking for, it's here, by the end of the table.
Ah, heaven be praised. I didn't know I had become a... But there's nothing in it. Where's the silver?
Ah, then it is the silver that troubles you. I do not know where that is.
Good heavens, it is stolen. The man who came in last night must have stolen it.
Now, Mrs. McLeod,
We'll see soon enough if I'm right.
let us hope you are wrong. But if you are right, it would explain why I found the basket out in the garden this morning and why I found the front door to be unlatched.
It is just as I suspected, sir. The man is gone and the silver stolen. See, here's how he got out. Through the door without a lock. I warned you to mend that hole in the garden wall where anyone might enter, but you would never listen. Now this is the price we have to pay for your foolishness. That abominable fellow has gone and stolen the silver.
Mrs. McLeod, you must calm yourself. First of all, did this silver ever really belong to us? No. Who did it belong to? The poor. And who was this man? A poor man, evidently.
Alas, it is not for my sake I am so upset. It is all the same to me. But it's on your account, sir. What will you eat from now?
Have we not tin plates?
But tin smells.
Then iron plates.
Iron tastes bad.
Then we'll eat from wooden plates. It makes no difference to me.
Was there ever such an idea? The bishop decides to eat from wooden plates. Oh, sir, it is not proper. When I think of it, to let a man in like that and give him food and a bed and have the silver stolen from us in the night. But I must say, it's a mercy he did nothing but steal. We could have been murdered in our beds.
Mrs. McLeod, you begin to put me out of patience. Soon you will have yourself convinced that this man really did kill us, and that the masses should sing reprise for our souls.
You may treat the matter lightly if you'd like, sir, but the very thought of it makes chills run all over me. We could have been killed.
Why, I remind you, Mrs. McLeod, that we were not killed. Come in.
It's he. They've taken him prisoner.
Excuse us for bothering you, sir.
Mr. Valjean, I apologize that I could not have been awake this morning to see you off.
Sir, who do you...
Then you know this man, sir?
Of course I know him.
Sir,
But tell me, Mr. Valjean, why did you not take the candlesticks with you when you left?
The candlesticks?
Of course. When I gave you the silver, I also gave you the candlesticks. They are silver as well. They have fetched a good price in the market. 200 francs, if not more. Why did you not take them with you? Mrs. McLeod, fetch the candlesticks.
don't tell me there's silver left in this house.
It is under the cupboard, where it is always kept.
Then, what that man was saying is true. We found this man running in the square. So we arrested him to ask him a few questions, and we found this, a sack full of silver.
And he told you that it was given to him by a kind old man with whom he spent the night. I see it all.
That is exactly what he told us.
And you brought him here to see if he was telling the truth, or rather, because you knew he was not. It is all a big mistake.
Then if that is so, we may let him go.
You're going to let them?
Of course you can let him go. This poor man is innocent of any wrongdoing.
Uncuff him! We've made a mistake.
Is it true that I let me go?
Did you not hear the bishop? You are free.
Free. Free.
Officers, I thank you for your service.
Our apologies, sir. You did not know this man was your friend. You were only doing our duty.
Of course, I understand. Good morning to you.
Thank Thank you, sir. We're sorry for our mistake. Good morning.
And you, Mrs. McClure, question the adequacy of the police in this town.
And I'm really free to go?
Of course, but before you do, here. Your candlesticks.
Why do you do this for me?
It is as I've told you before. You are my brother. And the next time you come here, you need not enter through some crack in the garden wall. The front door is always open and is shut only with a latch, day and night.
You'd let me return. After all that has happened? I must be dreaming. Everything is spinning around in my head. I'm so confused.
Go in peace, my friend, but remember, you have promised to use this silver to become an honest man.
But I do not remember. I do not recollect you giving me the silver, or my giving you a promise. I remember.
Forget what you remember. Your memories of the past are but a dream now. I give you this silver freely, but I need your solemn promise that you will use this silver to become an honest man, to start a new way of life, a new life.
An honest man. Yes. Yes, I'll start a new life, I promise.